Welcome to the world of metal. Unleash the fury within and join the metal revolution, where metalheads unite. From the underground to the mainstream. And this is your host, Luke Robinson. And remember, metal isn't just music, it's a way of life. And we celebrate it here at the Metal Blast Podcast.
We did that.
Yeah. So how's it going, man?
Very well. You bring in the Sheffield art to me. I can't help it.
Well, I've just moved to Chesterfield. So I don't know if...
You're outside? It's me down there. I'm in there. I'm Chesterfield.
You know,
When did you move there? Whereabouts? Not to be too informative for everyone else to know where you live, but...
I said Chesterfield. It's literally just on the side of M1.
All right.
So just cross the road. But it's, Staveley. Maston Moor Staveley.
Yeah, sure. I think you'd stay with you.
Yeah. So are you like in Chesterfield, like proper in Chesterfield?
Yeah, like I'm on the other side where it's Peak District, just literally throw a stone and it's there.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So you get some...
Peak District's right between where we originated from. Well, I was born in Sheffield. I've not lived in Sheffield, but it's pretty close, dude. It's like just I like it. It's nice.
Yeah. So you get you could do some good music videos or photo shoots up there.
Dude, you've literally, you summed it up for the band I play, and we do all the music videos up in the Peak District to just set up a drum kit in a wood or in a field or in a moor and stuff like that. 'Cause it's so handy and it just looks nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean now. It's one of your music videos for Take the 7. That's right.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. We just decided let's just do it in the middle of nowhere because it's like, I don't know. It's just nice. I think it's quite nice just to be in the Peak District anyway. It's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, definitely. I've drove through there loads of times. I think you can get to I think I'm going to Buxton. I think you can get to Buxton that way.
Yeah, it's nice that area. That's what I love to do. Really, just I don't do much, but if I'm doing anything, I like to just go to Peak District. It's beautiful, and we've got Sheffield on that side dropping down, Chesterfield on this side. Views are spectacular, and then Manchester's just down the road, really, isn't it? If you go through not Snake past this side, I think it's another way through Buxton, like you said. So you've got everything you need. What else do you need? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Manchester though. You don't want to go that far.
Fuck Manchester. Sorry, I'm probably a PG. Fuck Manchester. No, I'm joking. Don't have that on, please. But
people can't drive up there.
No, we can't. And then I thought it rained a lot here. Just go to Manchester. Yeah,
mate.
It's a lot there.
Sure, for now. I've never been to Manchester where it's sunny. I mean, it's just miserable weather.
I know, every time. And also, the football teams aren't quite as good as well, I've noticed.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
They don't have as much success as clubs like these.
No.
They're massive, and we go, well, what's the point in losing when we can lose by 8? You ain't losing. You lose 1-0, do you boring?
Yeah, I saw Man City 2020 just before Alt World decided to shut down all that shit. But
I don't remember that. What happened? What happened in 2020, dude? I don't remember.
Well, it was January, just before I saw Slipknot, and it was Sheffield, this Man City team's a bit boring. It's 70th minute, and they've not even scored past us yet. And then that bloke came on, Aguero, and then what's it called? De Bruyne just passed it over, and he got us 1-0. I thought Sheffield not that good. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Overrated these players, aren't they? We wouldn't have him, but that's just
they can have them. We don't want them. Well,
we have. On a serious note, we laugh, but I couldn't support Man U or Man City. I just don't have no affinity. If we got spanked 20-0 next week, I'd just feel exact same as I did the week before. But you know, I'm not saying that Man City and Man U fans don't feel like that, because I'm sure a lot of them do. But I've never. I mean, I've got brought up by my dad, who took me to Bramall Lane when I was about, I don't even know, probably 5. And you just don't look back, do you? It's just the best. Like, what, regardless of what league you're in or whatever, it's just like you look at other teams, and I never compare us and go, I wish I were Man City. I just look and go, yeah, I'm glad I'm not them, really.
Yeah, I mean, we got the best fans. We definitely got the best fans. So even if we do get battered 8-0, like, so what?
As well, like, yeah, exactly. Like, I must admit, when I was at that game, we got battered 8-0 against Newcastle, and I think the media over perpetuated how many people left, because I know that they shone the camera on the crowd to the areas they did leave. But when I looked around, actually, I joked about it, everyone left, but they actually didn't. Like, there was still quite a lot of people there, you know, right till the end.
Yeah, definitely. I think I watched like the second half. I were out, and I came back to my parents' house. My dad had it on. Oh, chuffing hell. But no, like I say, it weren't as bad as what they were making it out. But
well, it definitely weren't. I mean, obviously, people are going to leave. Anybody would leave. You know, Newcastle fans are notoriously, they have amazing fans as well, and they'd have left as well. You know, it's just one of them things, isn't it? But it weren't like there were people around me. All the regulars that go to Bramall Lane around me were all there still. We were having a laugh. We were like just literally cheering the goals in. It's like, what are we going to do? What's the point getting angry and adding to the cause? You might as well just watch them play football and score some good goals, and watch our own midfielders head their centre forwards through. Like, you might as well give them a couple as well. You know what I mean? Like, go for it. Make it exciting. So yeah, we just had a laugh at it, to be honest, at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how many people's Wi-Fi has turned back on lately, because no one said jack about United in past 5 seasons or whatever. And as soon as you have one bad game, it's like everybody's Wi-Fi just came back on. You know, Hillsborough End, you know, South of Barnsley or whatever it is.
Well, they'll be loving it. They love to hate us because we keep going back up all the time. Like, every time we come down, it's like, yeah, championship team. Then we go back up again. They're like, yeah, but you're coming back down to your championship team. And then if you survive a season, they'll be like, coming back down next year. Well, that's the law of averages. If you haven't got somebody that owns essentially all the oil in the world, you're going to come back down. That's just the way it is these days, you know, unless you're Everton, who just somehow just cling on by the skin of their teeth every year at the moment. But, you know, what can you do?
Everton's got to be the most boring team in history, because they just don't really seem to achieve anything. They just kind of stay in the same position.
And it's not like they don't spend any money, is it? You know what I mean? I know they don't spend a lot, but they do spend. It's not like they've got an excuse, you know. And I've been to that stadium a couple of times with my dad away watching Blades, and I mean the stadium's falling apart. It's wooden. The song that they play at the beginning is really weird and strange and very actually laughable. And yeah, I just think if I was living around that area, I'd be wearing the red kit, not the blue. Genuinely, but what am I to say?
That's it. So-called Man United fans at best for me. It's like, oh, I'm a Man United fan. Like, oh, who's your favourite player? Beckham. I like Beckham. You know, it's like, man, like 20 years ago. Where have you been? It's like,
yeah, 100%. Like, you do get some good fans with every team, obviously, but you do see the modern younger fan. Like that. Beckenbauer's good, isn't he?
They've never been to Manchester in their life.
Exactly.
Oh, gosh.
I knew this would be a Sheffield United podcast. I knew it. That's why I've got the top on.
Oh, Sheffield hell. Anyway, man, it was good to hear that you did the music videos local. It's not a bad idea, that, but I
genuinely think, though, partly it was because of like going, well, what do we do?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, I did a music video, but it was like Huddersfield. I think that's just because the guy that were doing the filming, he just lived up there, and it was just easier just to pick him up. Go, right, let's just go into bloody Huddersfield. There's like sheep running about, and I'm just there with my guitar, like, yeah. But
yeah, you'd having lamb chops that day, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, I love some of the stuff. Like, I love the stuff that you do. Like there's always some fire going off, and that's always a massive. What's the word? Like it's just a booster for a video because it's just, especially like if it's the metal style. Cool,
yeah.
really cool. And obviously the sound itself is awesome.
Yeah. Cheers, man. Yeah, I mean, I'd have loved to have hired a company, to get like the pyro and get the fire going and stuff like that. But I just decided, why don't I just build my own fire? Just get my best mate. I just dragged him out of his house. I went, right, you're coming with me. We're gonna build some fires and just get a load of shit, start burning it. But I only did that. I did that during a chuffing heat wave, so my arse were on fire the entire time because it's like 26 degrees, which is a lot in the UK. It's not so much in Spain, but it was just like, God, I'm sweating, and I had my eye contact in and all. It's like I could just see fire and smoke. That's all I could see. I think
that's when you know about a good one though. But you know about 26 degrees, and you say that's a lot for England, but that kills people these days, doesn't it? 26 degrees.
Yeah. But
dying apparently from 26 degrees. So make sure, everybody, that you don't release too much CO2, otherwise you're going to kill us all. Anyway, less politics.
Yeah. Well, the day after, or 2 days after, or whatever, around that area, Dinnington was actually like literally on fire. I was like, oh shit, have I left it going? But I googled it anyway. So, fuck
that. you googled, did I set Dinnington on fire? And it was like, we've checked with the fact checkers, it wasn't you. It was all right. We did it, the government did it, because we want to perpetuate an agenda. No, I'm joking. Let's just stop. Wait a minute. Calm me down. Start again. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. It's all good. You say what you want here. Say what you want.
Yeah. Now this is what we need. A place like yours where we're allowed to talk. Great.
Are we allowed to actually like swear and stuff on YouTube? I've never actually looked. I know. Obviously, you're a lot more active on YouTube than what I am. So I wondered if you knew.
Do you know what I do? I tend to just do everything, and then when I get banned, I go, "I weren't allowed to do that." I've had 8 accounts banned on TikTok.
Wow, 8.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing was, it was kind of not musical orientated. It was very much something political, which, regardless of agreeing or disagreeing with what I was talking about, I actually had the paperwork to back it up and studies and evidence to back up what I was saying. And that got me cancelled. Not the parts where I just said things without any. It was when you produced the paperwork, that's when you got banned. So it was like, no, we can't have him using evidence with real studies and real people talking about real things. Get him gone. So I'd hit 5,000, banned. Then I'd hit 10,000, banned. Then I'd hit 2,000, banned. Then I'd hit 20,000, banned. And I just went, well, I'm not stopping this. I'll just keep going and going and going. And eventually it kind of cleared up what I was talking about. And I was like, right, job done. Loads of people have done it. And I think it's time to move forward and just get back on music again. I was still practicing doing music and everything at the side. I just, did that as well. So with regards to swearing and stuff, if we go back to what we were talking, because I'll just go off on one. I think you can swear, on YouTube. I think you can. I mean, I've seen it on channels of people swearing. I don't think you could probably say or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm sure 66 Samus. I'm sure he's said F word loads of times.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I nearly said the C word in one of the videos that I did, and I kind of cut it halfway through. So I went cut, and it just went to the next clip. So I thought it's not worth risking it really, just for the sake of 2 letters of the alphabet. I think people got the idea. Do you know what I mean? So I don't want to go out of my way to swear because I don't want to get you a strike on anything, or it's not worth it really.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really on TikTok that much, but I think on YouTube you are allowed to tell the truth, So that's good. I've seen a lot of videos. Yeah, I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube where they just tell you the truth, and they're not banned. So I think they're all right. But
Yeah, no, I think predominantly it's good. I think there's a few questionable censorship rules about certain things which I disagree with, but I think people should be able to talk about. And that's what I don't think we get enough of in society. I think in society, it's like if people disagree with it and there are a certain political alignment, they just want to get you done and gone and cancelled. Not necessarily because it's misinformation and it hurts people, but because they don't like listening to it. And that's the problem with these days, I think, with online stuff. It's like, it's all good and well, and someone's a really nice, genuine character and they love them and it's all light-hearted until they say something they disagree with, then they want to get rid of them. And, like, I'll give you an example, right? I'll give you an example of what I mean. So YouTube, right? That's actually quite good. You can say a lot. There's a lot of people's different views on, right, for example. But something like Flat Earth. Now, this is going to be a very delicate issue. It's like, oh, God, we've got this man talking about the Flat Earth. Get him off. I'm not saying I agree with it, because I don't. But what I'm saying is, why are people getting banned talking about the shape of the Earth? What possible damage is that going to do to them? Well, yeah, let them think it. Who cares? Let them talk about it. If they've got a passion for it, it doesn't matter. So the point is, it doesn't matter what you're talking about. It's kind of, it's an opinion. And I think as long as it says it's an opinion, go for it. So at what point do we go, yeah, but that opinion's not nice to talk about? Like, who makes them rules? Like, it's insane. I think it's getting out of hand, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a musician in Austin, Texas. He sold quite a few million albums, and his album was called Flat Earth. But I didn't really think of it at the time. I like, what's wrong with that? But then, apparently, he got banned and cancelled and stuff like that. But
I know, and well, I don't know that specific example, but I find it a dangerous route to go down when you start silencing people. If you think about, if we cast our minds back to certain times in history, which happened a few times now, where people aren't allowed to say what they're thinking and say what they feel about certain topics or certain power structures, it becomes very dangerous. Because if the power structures they're talking about are dangerous, in fact, and they're shut up, suddenly you've got totalitarianism. And we've got a terrible habit of forgetting history. And it's just like, we perpetuate a narrative which makes people feel good. Oh, feel really good about that narrative. It's really good. But will it help people as a human species in the long run to not get absolutely what's the word? I don't want to swear. To be ruled with an iron fist by a bunch of people that aren't democratically elected. I mean, like, we've got to look at things. At what point are we going to just go, let people talk about things, and not, like, you'll have one type of person to talk about things, and that's fine, but you're not allowed the other person to talk. And I'm the type of guy that wants to listen to people's views and opinions, and I don't mind what they say. It could be literally anything. But I think I'm a little bit undersensitive about certain topics. Like, I don't really get offended by many things. So I guess people that are offended maybe feel completely different about the matter, you know?
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. Like, why can't we just talk? I mean, for me, it all started when 2020 happened, and I just started seeing people just being controlled, like, just whatever they were saying. I stopped watching news, me, about June 2020. I've not watched the news since, in 3 years. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I knew the news was bad, but I didn't realize it was this bad. And everybody was just kind of like just listening to everything they were saying, and they were breaking their own rules and what have you. But I mean, there were a lot happened in 2020 than just COVID. A lot shit. I mean, I've never seen so many bleeding protests in my life. Well, unless I've just been living under a rock and there's been shitloads of protests before that. But during lockdowns and all these different protests going on around the world, I'm like, what the bloody hell is happening here, man? But yeah, it's just crazy, man.
And you didn't get to see certain ones. You only got to see a type of protest that perpetuated a type of narrative. But you had to go on apps like TikTok and stuff like that to be able to see people were battling against the madness and the lunacy, in my opinion, of lockdown rules, which destroyed a generation and destroyed an economy and destroyed small business and destroyed people trying to see doctors and nurses about real, not saying the corona is real, about real problems like heart disease and cancers. And that all got swept to the side. No, you can die of that. Go and die of that. That's fine. But if you've got the flu, we're going to see you first. And we're going to put you in there and do the same crap that's going to make the medical pharmaceutical industries lots and lots of money. But everything else can go on the back burner. Bugger the economy, that's fine. Small businesses, we'll eradicate those. And it was all about pushing a narrative and perpetuating something. And I mean, it's lunacy when you think about it. When you look back at it, it's crazy.
I mean, as soon as they started saying, there's lack of, I forgot what the word is. Everybody just went out panic buying. Oh, what the bloody hell's going off here? Why are you panic buying shit? That's just not going to help anybody, is it? Just like...
Toilet roll. And because you never know when you might need a toilet roll when you're stuck in the house. I mean, it's not like you can't use anything else. Just get in the bath or something. You know what I mean? Like, have a priority. Like, prioritize what you're buying. Very quickly, going back to the news, I find it remarkable how people rely on the news to tell them all the information and only the news. I'm not saying don't listen to the news, but they'll never go and listen to something else. So, and the way that people think is they rely on it. If you think about it, you've got a government over here, and then you've got the media who playing Chinese whispers in between them, and they don't care whether it's right or wrong. There's no investigative journalism that exists anymore. It's simply, we take orders from them. We give you orders. There's no hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Let's just have a word with you and have a little bit of a conflict and have a little bit of a discussion about this topic, which we need to investigate. There's no investigation anymore. And people think the news, which is free, which you don't pay for, have this news for free. We're going to deliver it you because we want to help you. We want to help you. We don't care any time ever. Normally, we'd bring down everybody. But now it's Corona as well. We want to help you with Corona. We don't want people to get hurt with Corona. We've got no vested interests. We don't have massive contracts with pharmaceutical companies whatsoever. We just want to help you.
That's it. If somebody says, I'm from the government and I'm here to help, run. Don't listen to that person.
Exactly. I think was that I might be wrong. I think Ronald Reagan said that or someone, didn't they?
Yeah. I think it was.
And it's so true. It's so bloody true. Like, I mean, the problem, right? I need to stay logical there and not bring emotion into it because I don't want to be too dramatic about the situation. I think it's easy to be biased and stuff. So logically, you've got to look at things with the fact of humans are tainted as people. I'm working on myself every day, right? And I try and give advice online. I try and help people, and I try and show people that having morals, being strong-minded, a little bit stoic if you're a man, not aggressive, not a bad person. Just if you're a man, take accountability for your actions, learn from things, forgive people, stand up for people, and all this gets kind of like tainted. And so when people make decisions, they not think that it's almost like they're trying to destroy this logical, non-emotion driven stoicism and replace it with feelings and acting on feelings. So if you notice back to the Corona times, if they wanted to push an agenda, it was simply about you're going to hurt them. And if you talk about hurting someone else or killing someone's grandma or hurting somebody, suddenly you're the enemy. So you've got to do it. So basing all this on feelings and not logic, because it was all based on feelings and emotion, not logic. Everyone panicked because they made them panic. They made them scared. So the answers to the questions of everything they did was built on what you're going to do as a person to destroy someone else's life and kill people. So then you'd be looked at as a terrorist if you went, well, I don't actually want to do that. I actually want to just go and earn a living so that the business that I've started building up over 10 years continues to grow, and I can actually live and eat. You know, and then you're seen as a devil. What? He's going to open his business. He's going to do things that he normally does on a day-to-day basis when there's the flu around. Make him seem like Satan. You know, that was the design, wasn't it?
Yeah. Literally, it's fucking crazy.
Wait, we're going deep here, aren't we? This is crackers. What we doing? What am I saying?
Well, next lockdown's on its way, isn't it?
You're right. I think that's the scary thing, isn't it? That I think
something's going to happen next year.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no to that. I wouldn't disagree that it could happen next year. 2024 seems to be the year that people are talking about a little bit about upping the ante in society. Because in my opinion, it's all going to be a bloody hell, we've done half an hour. In my opinion, what happens is that when power structures see crises, they think, how can I make money from this crisis? Whether they perpetuate it and start it or not, I can't really say, so I ain't got the evidence for that. Although we do know now that Corona was actually made in a lab. But we'll forget about that and not talk about that anymore. Now we know it. But the thing is, it's kind of like they'll get that crisis and they'll perpetuate it, because then they'll look at how do they take advantage of this. So if you look at, for example, yes, we've got problems with the climate. Yes, obviously the temperature and the records seem to be indicating that it's getting a bit warmer. But then they'll just put up thousands of cameras in London and say, that's going to sort it out. Why is that going to sort it out? I believe I can't say this for sure. I believe sulfur is one of the elements that's being created for obviously damaging the atmosphere via pollution from vehicles. But apparently in Edinburgh that's gone up since they've put cameras there. In London, I mean, what is it? It's a 4K high quality digital camera which can then register your number plate, and it can track where you're going. It can tell you what speed you're going. If there's thousands of them, they can see an average speed check. It's no longer about. It's not about what they're saying it's about. They're using that. And again, I'm not anti-environment. I'm not Mr. Anti-arm, a conspiracy theorist. I don't think we should help the environment. Whichever one starts, again, you become the demon. I'm simply saying they'll murk it and they'll do everything they can to eventually control it to the max. Give us a social credit system, as all the cameras are now in our faces when we go to the supermarket. All the cameras are getting built up around the cities. I mean, what's coming next? We've talked about this 10, 15 years ago, and now it's here. Everyone's like, don't be a conspiracy theorist. Well, we did say it 15 years ago it was coming, and now they've presented it in the form of security in the shops, pollution in the cities. And it's I mean, think about the fines. What they're going to do, we're going to fine you, and you're going to pay all this money because you've driven a car into a city centre. Where's that money going? Is it going to go to plant trees to help the environment? No, it's not. Where's it going? I don't know. Do you know? I've got no bloody idea where it's going.
It's definitely people are going to be more and more controlled, I think, next year. I feel like something's going to happen, because next year is a big year.
100%, mate. And can I don't want to go too deep into this, and I don't want to make a conclusion. But at the moment, I feel like I'm just going to get shut down, or I'm going to shut you down if I talk about this. You might need to edit some of this out, dude. It will be too much. Just between me and you, baby, here. We are now in a state, excuse me, of society in the UK where there's hundreds of thousands of excess deaths this year. I don't know why. I'm not saying anything. I'm just wondering what's going on. Like, no one's talking about it. There's actually a parliamentary debate about it that someone's managed to get after the 20th time of asking in November, I believe. And I think it's something that needs to be addressed pretty quickly. Because if it is climate change, we do need to do something about it. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what they're perpetuating. But they won't talk about it. So it's kind of like, what's going on? Because it's just not talked about. It's kind of, again, brushed under the carpet. But I don't know, mate. I'm just a drummer dude, you know?
Heart attacks. People are dying of heart attacks all of a sudden. Or is that what you mean? Or
I think so. I don't really know what I mean. All I know is there's people looking at data and gathering statistics and going, "Oh, that's." I remember in January it was a few thousand. Then in February it was tens of thousands. And he's built up to the point it's hundreds of thousands apparently, or over 100,000. I mean, I don't know what to take from it. SADS, sudden adult death syndrome, is normal apparently. I mean, I don't know, but I don't want to make a conclusion. I don't want to say anything. All I know is there's people talking about it and they're getting told to shut up, and there's going to be a debate about it in Parliament. So, yeah, I don't know, mate. I just question everything. It could be absolutely anything, really, when it comes to people that are in power. It could literally, I'm not just saying that, it could be anything that why it's happening. I really don't know. Yeah.
I think we should definitely never stop asking questions.
I thought you were going to say move on.
No.
No, yeah, you're right. We shouldn't ever stop. You know what? If you get rid of some of this, I wouldn't blame you. We'd probably have to make a good, serious point logically. And I think the point of all this is as soon as someone starts telling you to stop asking questions, that's when you should be worried.
That's it.
You know science, dude? Luke, science in the modern day is don't question it and shut up. Whereas when I was at school, ask lots of questions, test hypotheses, find out what's really going on. And once you find out, ask another 100 questions, because if it's true, it should be falsifiable, because it should be the truth defends itself in all adversity and it stands stoic, and everything has to work around the truth. And eventually, when you get rid of all the lies, you're just left with that, aren't you? I can't remember who said that, but you're left with the truth. But you're only left with the truth if you don't question it, because that's all that there is. But if you question it, then things start to fall apart. And then you've got to wonder, why is it that these people are telling me I'm going to get cancelled if I talk about a certain topic? I'm going to get cancelled if I question things. It's very telling that people are worried about what you're questioning, and they shouldn't be worried. If it's truthful, you're not worried at all. You just accept it. I mean, I've encountered people attacking me and starting on me and stuff, and I'll just stand there and go on then. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, well, let's analyze it then. Let's talk about it. And then when people no longer want to talk about it, that's when you realise it was all a load of rubbish, you know?
That's it. I mean, just any subject, really. You shouldn't ever stop asking questions.
Yeah, imagine it. Sorry, dude, sorry.
No, I'm gonna like school, college, university. I'm like, so when I'm going to learn about earning money, making money? Oh, we don't teach that. What? We don't talk about money? It's like, no, we don't teach about money. So I'm just gonna leave with my university degree and just be poor. Yep. Have this certificate that says, well done, you've got a degree. I'm like, oh, what about making a living? No, we don't talk about that.
I'm laughing because I was literally thinking the same thing when I was editing over there last night. I was sat around going, what did I learn about mortgages at school? Oh, Daddy, we didn't learn about that. What did I learn about I didn't learn about getting into debt. What did I learn about making money and investing? No, I didn't do about that. Hold on a minute, I did business studies. What did I do? The economies of scale, infrastructure. Whatever happened to, learning about life and what it really is? Do we not do that? No, because we're going to ask you Pythagoras' theorem. It's 3.1476972. If you don't learn that exactly, then you're not going to do anything in life. Yeah, but when am I going to use Pythagoras' theorem? Well, you're not. But we're not going to tell you anything about how to make money. Now get on with it, you fuck.
I remember getting my first ever wage slip. I'm like, what's this? Tax? Yeah. What the hell's tax? And my mum was like, oh no, everybody pays that. I'm like, what? So I don't get my full 100% wage? No, they take like 20%. Why? You just do. I'm like, yeah, but why? So he went down the whole rabbit hole of this. What's this tax? But they never taught you that at school or whatever.
Yeah, and it's not a coincidence. I remember going to my first. I did media production at university, and I remember going to my first lecture. And we all sat down, and I was like full of full of life, full of spunk. I was like ready to party at night and like, let's see what we can learn in this. I really can't wait. Sat down in the lecture theatre and they went, right, so I just want to let you know, this is the most popular course available, but only 1% of the entirety of students in the entire UK are going to get a job in media, because you've got to go to the BBC and suck up to them and make them tea and coffee and work for free and really make them tickle the balls. And then at the end of it, you might not even get a job in there anyway. So I was like, well, why am I at university? And then also on the first lecture, we learned, the news isn't really what you think it is. They just print anything that sells. Like, it doesn't matter whether it's good news or bad news or even true. They can apologise for that later. I'm like, wait a minute. No, the entirety of my course I'm going to do over the next few years is an absolute lie. Yeah, it's great.
Literally. Well, this video is going to stop in like literally seconds. So I'll see you in about 5 minutes. I'm going to go for a piss.
Okay.
Oh, man. Part 2.
So what?
Part 2.
Part 2. Here we go.
Part 2 of 10.
Go.
I think we. I mean, I waited to come back for a future episode anyway, but I think we're going to have a lot of future episodes with this. Or unless we want to do a 10-hour session. Although I can't do a 10-hour session.
Good. Meet up and do it in person to face to face and just be there for like 12 full hours.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, today's my wedding anniversary, so I should probably talk to my wife later on.
Yes, mate, absolutely. Happy anniversary, by the way.
Oh, nice. Yeah, cheers, man. Yeah.
It's my anniversary of being single for so fucking long. I'm sore already.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Well, that's why I've got a bit faster with the blast beats, if you know what I mean. So, because of the old rigorous practice.
That's it. When you get into a relationship, that practice just it doesn't happen as much.
Well, I was mainly thinking about an innuendo, but I'm not going down that route already, you know.
Yeah.
Just filth. It's absolute filth with me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not as much of a guitar wanker as I used to be, but
I love it all. I really do. I find it amazing. Like, just anything. Like, I sometimes see music in two different ways. You know, if I want to listen to someone that's shredding on guitar, it's a completely different feeling to if I wanted to just put on some almost not easy listening, because I consider Demu easy listening. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
So it's the same with drumming as well. Like, if I'm listening to a drummer that's just chopping away, just doing outrageous chops that are 10 times better than I could ever do, I'm like in that mood and I'm in that mode. And at the moment, there's a few videos circulating around the internet saying, people that chop need to just calm down and just stay in the pocket and stuff like that. And I just think there's like a market and a niche and a mood for everything. I don't think music's for any one set thing. You know, like drummers that just play in the pocket, that's fine. But also, I'll watch that and I really enjoy it, and I like playing in the pocket. But then there's times where you just want to hear somebody, like if you're on a guitarist, just shred and then chop on the drums. Like, it's amazing. I find it remarkable, to be honest.
That's it. I mean, as much as I'd love to shred a little bit faster, I'm more into adding all different techniques into a solo. So I'll have like a bar of shred and a bar of sweep, and then do some little bends and stuff like that. I mean, full-on shredding is great, but there's so many other techniques as well to make it a solo interesting. I try and push myself towards that a bit more. I'm trying to get more into tapping it lately. Doing that sort of Chris Broderick stuff where he starts playing here and then he finishes the sweep or whatever. But yeah, there's just so much to learn, and I'm going to be on a family holiday next week. I just so wish I could take the guitar so I can just practice more. But what I've actually done is, go on.
Why don't you?
Because I've just invested in a MacBook,
right?
because this computer that I'm on now, it's 7 years old, and I've done quite a few albums on it now, and it's starting to slow down a bit. So it's like I can't take my desktop anywhere with me. So now I've got this MacBook, so I can take it anywhere with me and just do some guitar tabs and do a bit of video editing. Doing all small tasks, and just dedicate this desktop to making orchestral shit and stuff like that. So
I love it, dude. I love what you do. I think it's amazing. And also, sorry, go on. I'll let you talk.
No, I'm saying I'm going to dedicate, because I can't stand laying around a pool for 10 days and just doing nothing. So I thought if I just quickly buy a MacBook, then I can lay around the pool and do all the small tasks. So I've got shitloads of like editing this video, just small stuff like that. I can.
Good luck with this one.
Well, actually, I don't know if you've heard it. There's Opus Pro, which is a new AI tool where you just upload a 1 hour video. Although this video is going to be a lot longer than 1 hour, but you can upload a 1 hour YouTube video, and it chops up the best parts with the. Are you still there? What's happening here?